It starts with a simple idea: earning without the daily grind, creating income that flows steadily, month after month, without trading hours for euros. An approach built not on speculation or hype, but on strategy and long-term thinking. Regular passive income through solid investments, building a stable cash flow, and working step by step toward financial independence. That's what this channel is all about. Welcome. I'm a private investor from Germany, and I've been actively involved in the capital markets for many years. Over time, I've tried just about everything: individual stocks, bonds, crypto, and countless ETF strategies. Of course, I've also explored the classics, like MSCI World and emerging markets. But what works best for me personally? A mix of growth ETFs and dividend ETFs. I'm especially passionate about dividends. Dividend ETFs are the solid foundation of my portfolio. That's why this channel focuses on dividends and income ETFs, like these. Just a quick note, this isn't financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet who loves dividend ETFs. All of the following information is simply my personal opinion and experience. So please, always do your own research before making any investment decisions. All right, let's dive into the first reason why I love dividend ETFs. Reason number 1. Cash flow is king. Wouldn't it be amazing to get regular payouts straight into your account without lifting a finger? Even better if those payouts keep growing over time. That's the dream of passive income. Now, some people argue that passive income isn't truly passive. They say you always have to do something, and I get it. But I believe you can absolutely achieve real passive income. How? Through dividends. In my view, dividends are the ultimate king of long-term passive income. Once you've bought dividend-paying investments, they keep sending you payouts. No extra work required. Let's explore some popular types of passive income and see how they stack up. First up, real estate rentals. They come with high upfront costs. Think fees, taxes, and maintenance. You'll also need to find tenants, handle repairs, and manage the property. Next, creating software or apps. As a developer myself, I can tell you it's extremely time-intensive at the start, and even after launch, you'll need to keep updating and supporting it. Writing books or ebooks. This takes a lot of effort up front, but ideally, less work once it's published. Content creation, like YouTube or TikTok. It's a grind until you hit monetization, but once your videos are out there, they usually stay as they are. Print on demand, like custom t-shirts. Similar story. Lots of work in the beginning to get things rolling. Now, my personal favorite, dividends. With individual dividend stocks, the entry barrier is lower. You'll need to do some research and check in occasionally. But the real royalty, dividend ETFs. This is the most hands-off option. Buy once, hold long-term, and let the ETF do the work. If it's well managed and grows dividends, your cash flow increases automatically, even without reinvesting. And here's the psychological bonus. As long as the cash keeps flowing, and ideally growing, I don't stress much about the share price. I sleep like a baby. Whether you're investing in individual dividend stocks or dividend ETFs, the yield isn't massive up front. It's not like rental income or a thriving online business. You'll need some capital and a bit of time before the payouts feel substantial. But the good news? It doesn't take decades. A few solid years can make a real difference. My largest position in the dividend portfolio right now is Fidelity Global Quality Income ETF. This is a typical dividend growth ETF, Starting yield just under 3%. Annual payouts grow about 7%. With the cash flow, I get to decide: reinvest or spend it freely. Regular investing leads to steadily increasing cash flow. In larger market corrections, you can buy at a discount, boosting both the cash flow and the value gain. Warning: it's addictive. The more you invest, the more you want to invest. As for my other portfolio positions, maybe I'll share those in one of my next videos. And now let's jump to reason number 2, why I love dividend ETFs. Reason number 2, financial independence step by step. Want to work less and enjoy life more? That only becomes possible if you reach at least some level of financial independence. Without it, you'll always be tied to your job. Think about that for a moment. And if you're still hoping to live off your pension one day, I've got some bad news, unless you live in Norway. It might be just enough to survive, but definitely not enough to live. But let's be honest, deep down, you already knew that. In many European countries, especially Germany, the retirement systems are barely holding it together. And personally, I don't want to wait until I'm 80 to receive a small allowance from the state. With regular cash flow, you can push back against that reality. You can start moving toward financial independence, one step at a time. My dividend portfolio is built from 4 ETFs. On average, they pay me a few $100 in dividends per month. And even that modest amount brings you one step closer to retirement. It makes freedom feel just a little more real. As you can see, I currently don't hold any ETFs that pay monthly dividends, nor do I have ones with particularly high yields, to be honest. That's why I'm considering adding one of those to my portfolio someday. That cash flow also helps you start living with a retirement mindset, not just dreaming about it for someday. You begin to get used to regular income, which makes it easier to plan your finances and anticipate future needs. Of course, it's still a long journey until the monthly income really stacks up. But once you reach a certain level of cash flow, you might be able to work less. And when work isn't a necessity, it might even start to feel enjoyable. Reason number 3. The future is all AI. Soon artificial intelligence will handle almost everything. Human labor is becoming less and less relevant. In 10 to 20 years, AI and robots will take care of nearly all tasks. So what does that mean for us? The real question is, who will pay for your lifestyle? Think about it. There are only 2 types of income: income from work and income from capital. Either you work for money or your money works for you. If your job disappears, you'll be forced to rely on government support, meager payments that barely keep you afloat. You might end up tackling hands-on gritty tasks that still rely on human effort. Think repairing toilets or clearing out clutter. Seriously, this isn't a joke. Even Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, recommends picking up practical trades like plumbing. So, value creation will still come from companies, but most of the work will be done by AI. And it won't just be tech companies. Soon, every industry will rely on AI. AI will do the work, but the people who own the AI will reap the rewards. That's why I believe owning stocks, especially dividend-paying ones, is a smart way to prepare. As an investor, you own a piece of those companies, and you benefit automatically from their profits. Ideally, you invest in dividend ETFs that pay out regular cash. Fast forward 20 years, companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Nestle, and Allianz will likely still be around and paying more dividends than ever. Once you invest in solid dividend ETFs, your cash flow just keeps growing. All right, here's another reason dividend ETFs just make sense to me. Reason number 4. No need to sell. Let's face it. Most people spend a lifetime saving and investing, only to slowly sell off their assets bit by bit during retirement. It's a stressful balancing act between market swings and running out of money. But dividend ETFs change the game. They let you flip the script. Instead of selling your shares, you simply live off the reliable stream of income they provide. That means your core investment stays untouched and continues to grow, quietly compounding in the background, while you enjoy peace of mind. When I invest in dividend ETFs, I'm owning a slice of real companies. And those companies pay me regularly. My dividends grow over time, and my portfolio builds momentum without ever needing to dip into my capital. The result? Increasing payouts, a rising portfolio, and zero stress about running out of money. For me, that's the ultimate recipe for long-term financial freedom. Reason number 5 why I love dividend ETFs: more fun than accumulating ETFs. You've probably heard about the two types of ETFs, accumulating and distributing. Accumulating ETFs automatically reinvest any dividends back into the fund. Distributing ETFs, on the other hand, pay the dividends directly into your account. When it comes to building long-term wealth, most people lean towards accumulating ETFs, and that's totally fine. Everyone should invest in the way that works best for them. In fact, for younger investors especially, accumulating ETFs might even be the smarter choice. They're often more tax efficient and require less effort since everything's reinvested automatically. But as you know, I chose a different path. I went for distributing ETFs with a focus on dividends. Why? Well, I've already covered some big reasons: monthly cash flow, preparing for financial independence, and not needing to sell shares. But there's one more reason that's a bit harder to quantify. It's the fun factor. Investing in distributing ETFs, especially those that pay dividends, is genuinely exciting. I actually think it's addictive in the best possible way. I'll never forget the moment I received my first dividend, just €3. It sounds small, but that moment changed everything. I realized that my money was working for me even while I slept. From then on, I was hooked and started investing more to grow that income. Today, my dividend ETF portfolio pays me over €200 every month, and that cash flow keeps growing steadily. Some people say getting dividends and having them automatically reinvested in an accumulating ETF is basically the same thing. But let me tell you, those people probably haven't actually received a dividend. There's a powerful psychological boost when you see that payout hit your account. It's motivating. It keeps you going. And I think that effect is seriously underestimated. So, those were my 5 reasons why I love dividend ETFs. In upcoming videos, I'll be diving into some specific ETFs, breaking down the pros and cons. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.